Hello and welcome back, YouTube. It is 1:40 p.m. It's Tuesday, September 26th, 2023. I'm supposed to be working with somebody new today as a team. I honestly would prefer to be working with somebody who is a brand new hire and this is their first day and I get to train them from day one. This is a rehire who's already been fired, allegedly for sleeping on the job, although there's some weird circumstances surrounding that. I've also been warned he doesn't like to walk much. Honestly, if he knows the job good enough or can follow directions, I would be completely down for him to drive a shag while I worked. That's how I work with Andre, that's how I work with Keontae, and with both of them, that works out really well, especially with Andre. I do electric stuff, and Andre doesn't do that, and Keontae doesn't do that. But with both of them, but especially with Andre, I've noticed that if we're not busy doing something, and I see an electric vehicle or a task regarding electric vehicles that need to be done, I'd be like, hey, can we stop and grab that? And they do. They're like, yeah. In fact, yesterday, Andre even commented when I had pointed at a Chevrolet Bolt that was connected to a charger at the downstairs charging bank, because I was absolutely positive it was fully charged, because I remembered putting it on last night, and there's just no way it wasn't done by that time of day yesterday. And he commented that it's like, wow, you're really on it today. So that felt good. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be interesting. I find myself getting further and further behind at posting my vlog because some nights I just don't feel up to editing a whole vlog. At this point, I've been working for several days on uploading my old videos from August 3rd. And I got a feeling what's in the editor right now, optimistically it would be the last video, but I found once I get above about 25 minutes, it's very difficult to export the videos from iMovie on my iPhone. And right now I think it's sitting at about 45 minutes. So I got a feeling I'm gonna end up having to split that into two videos when all is said and done. It just depends on how the editing goes, because sometimes I'll have like large periods where I'm just driving along saying nothing and there's nothing interesting in the footage of my driving. So I edit it out and it makes for a substantially shorter video that exports more easily. And then I've got times where I'm just stammering incoherently and repeating myself, and by the time I remove the stammering and the repetition, it cuts quite a bit out. It makes for a substantially shorter video that exports easily. So that's where I'm at with that. Last night, didn't work on it at all. In fact, last night when I got home from work, and I didn't shoot a vlog heading home last night, but last night I was just straight up tired. I do have to admit, I did do a bit of a loop around 44th Street in Washington, 44th Street in Van Buren, 48th Street in Van Buren, in hopes I would see Sarah again. I feel like I've seen her a few times driving around in that area, but every time I never got to a point where I could park and then walk out and call out to her and say, hey, are you Sarah? But yeah, she hasn't called me since that time I drove her about a week and a half ago on my way over to Kimberly's place. And I keep thinking about her. And do I need a G-addict in my life? No, really I don't. But I could use some female companionship that's down for some intimacy. As Priscilla has made it very clear, she's got no sex drive left. Just absolutely none. I mentioned a Laserdisc yesterday that I watched, not last night, but the night before, that was really interesting. Came out of the collection, the big collection that I bought that's a little bit bigger than the collection I already had, either earlier this year or late last year. And I just looked at a picture of the disc right before I had it out so I could remember the name of the disc, and now it completely escapes me. I want to say The Glamorous Women of Rock and Roll, or something really close to that. Anyway, here's an image of it. Yeah, I set that one aside months ago. I expected this traffic, by the way. I did look at the Google Maps traffic view before heading out, and it did show that I was going to hit a slow down right where this lane splits off to head to I-10 going southbound. and the 51. So looking at that, I still figured this was probably going to be quicker than doing a bunch of surface streets or going through the airport. So I just hate going this slow on a freeway. I really do. And this is one of those instances where one more lane really, really would fix it. If there were 2 lanes splitting off here, 2 lanes right here, and then 2 lanes splitting off where this exit only lane splits off, and then the lane on the left going to, oh, and of course that guy's got room to squeeze ahead of me. Thanks, asshole. That would alleviate this congestion, because this is the pinch point right here. Although this is an overpass right here, and widening this to accommodate 2 lanes would be a pretty big deal. But as you see, there's no traffic ahead of me, and eliminating the traffic on this lane, so where the right lane is just a free flow lane, I think it might be a game changer. Are you paying attention, ADOT? I'm sure nobody at ADOT watches my channel, and that's a shame, because I really feel like I missed my calling. Like, that kind of traffic engineering, I think, is something that I would be really good at and gratefully help society as a whole doing a job like that. But I wouldn't even know the first part about getting that job, and I don't think anybody in charge of doing the hiring would be looking at somebody like me. That, from what I understand, there's a lot of government red tape that prevents things like that from actually getting built in this country. So let's see, where was I? I was talking about I think it's called the Glamorous Women of Rock and Roll. Glamorous Ladies of Rock and Roll. So it's a laser disc, and I looked it up on Discogs. It's also been issued on PAL VHS in the UK, and was issued in the United States on NTSC VHS. But of course, the most desirable edition would be the laserdisc I have, and that's the only release of it on laserdisc. Never been released, at least not that I've been able to find record of, on DVD or any later formats. The version I have has digital audio. Might not be digital video, but it's got digital audio, and the sound was fantastic. Stereo, I ran it through my 7-channel expander on my Yamaha home theater receiver, and the sound was absolutely amazing. And it's 1:57 now. Damn it. I hate how this phone still overheats when it's in my dashboard mount in the afternoon. And it's really not that hot right now. It's like maybe the mid-90s. It's just that hot up under my windshield. And this phone is just so prone to overheating. Thrills and spills of running a iPhone 6s Plus with a newer operating system that is more demanding on its resources than the original operating system, which is kind of a bummer. It would be nice if it was possible to what's up? It would be nice if it was possible to run the original operating system that shipped with this phone and then still have it be useful, but that's not even an option. As it is, there's a new version of iOS out that my phone doesn't support, so it's just a matter of time before things become completely not useful. Oh look, that's an interesting place to put a bumper. Hey, at least they still got the bumper cover. It looks like they can salvage that. Anyway, I'm gonna have to explain that Laserdisc later. You can see I'm almost to work. Just wanted to note that I did actually make it into the office just now to see if anybody found my house keys. And of course, nope. There were several keys that were turned in, but not the ones I was looking for. Oh well. It was worth the chance to look. Hey, there's my car.